Bust it.
Hello and thanks for staying with us. Welcome to Political Platform on Repa FM and AIT Abuja and AIT International. My name is Amechi Anapu. On this program, we talk politics. And let's start with election. APC has lost a presidential election, a very big presidential election. Don't panic, it's not APC in Nigeria, Progressives Congress. I'm referring to All People's Congress in Sierra Leone. The ruling party was defeated by the opposition Sierra Leone People's Party. Julius Maada Bio is the new president, a retired brigadier general. He was sworn in late last night. He succeeds Ernest Koroma as president. There was a runoff elections in Sierra Leone where the ruling party, All People's Congress, was defeated. But talking of APC, the big APC in Nigeria, another ruling party in the biggest country in Africa, lots of activities going on in that party. Meetings are being held in the presidential villa, the party headquarters, where some governors are meeting with Odigi Oyeguna, members of the National Working Committee. Yesterday on this program, we dwelt on the differences, the two positions different that was adopted by the presidents and most governors elected under the platform of the party. Well, it appears the president is having his way, and most of these governors have seen the need for a convention, a national convention of the party. We hear that a National Executive Committee meeting of the APC scheduled for this for Monday would pick a date for the convention and pick up a convention planning committee. The convention of the party has been running away from is right there before his eyes. It must really do this Congress, that it must start from the world level up to the national convention. So big opportunity for the APC to get things right. Now, what is happening in Zamfara State? Is it another big security crisis on our hands? The president had to personally move down to Zamfara to launch a military operation. Was it in 2016? It appears we need to do more to arrest the situation in that state. Is it becoming another Boko Haram challenge on our hands? The Nigerian military, through the Minister of Defense, was speaking yesterday. A new division, Army Division in Sokoto, and 2 brigades in Zamfara and Katsina to tackle these militants, armed men operating there, wreaking havoc, doing a lot of damage to lives and property. It is one question we must ask ourselves: how do we end up in having this kind of security situation on our hands? What should we do to prevent them? The $1 billion the president is proposing, is it one that will really deal with this problem? Should we look at the sources of this problem? Can arms and ammunition and modern military equipment really solve this problem? These are some of the issues. We'll be having a guest in the house to talk about developments in the Abuja Municipal Area Council, AMAC, someone from the YS support group. They believe they have been taking notes of developments within AMAC, and they will be sharing it with us. And more importantly, we hope to connect with a member of the APC, the State Publicity Secretary for APC in Lagos State, Joe Ibokwe, who will be speaking to us on developments within his party. But my colleagues are here. Let's welcome them. Adebayo Bodori.
Well, Amechi, three National Executive Committee meeting in a month. That is what the picture is about the meeting that we hold on Monday, and watching out for it. But the fact that some of the governors addressed a press conference yesterday and said all the governors have, there are still some of them that are still with Oyegu. We'll see how, but it does seem as if those who are in favor of new leadership seems to have the upper hand. And like they say in politics, the governors who initially disagree seems to have seen the light. Yesterday too, the Central Bank of Nigeria had the first meeting of the Monetary Policy Committee meeting took place yesterday. It was the first in 2018, and you recall the problem of constituting that committee.
The quorum for the committee.
Yeah, for the committee. The communique they came out with yesterday was bold, was courageous, and one point I could pick from that communique is the call on all the tiers of government, federal government, state government, and the local government to save for the rainy day. That I think maybe there are some things they have seen which we ordinary people on the streets are here to see. Currently, oil is averaging at about $60
per barrel.
$60 per barrel of United States dollar, and they are saying that we should not get carried away with this development and plan to save for the rainy day. And because in order for the nation and all the tiers of government to be able to ward off shocks when if in case there's another sudden fall in the price of oil. Well, it's not the first time we are hearing this. You will recall during the Obasanjo days, that thing, in fact, that song, it looked like a song then, was coming from the Okonjo-Iweala, and then even supported by the Nigerian Labour Congress. But part of those who are chorusing that song then, that we should say for any day, were the first to demand, when they now got to positions of authority, were the first to demand that some of these savings should be shared. There are challenges.
You're referring to the governors who are always putting pressures on the president and minister of finance to share the money.
I think maybe this time around we will heed this warning so that we don't go to a situation where the foreign reserve will go down, the excess crude account will go down, and at the end of the day we will not have anything.
Savings in an election year for governors, for the federal government, is it realistic? If you ask me, most unrealistic. Well, the central bank officials, the experts, they have said their bit is on record, that they have advised. It's left for the political office holders to heed the advice or not. Uju Ejeye is also in the studio.
Amici, looking at the security challenges in Zamfara, Sokoto, and some other places, I think that now more than ever before, the security apparatus of this country needs to re-strategize. Let me also say that since some of these militia are not originally Nigerians, I think it's time we took seriously the issue of securing our borders. Because how do they get in the first instance? Because our borders are so porous. And the proliferation of small arms. We need to take seriously the securing of our borders. We've been paying lip service over the years, because if you go to some of these border states, you see that they are still the way they used to be. And then we need to re-strategize. If the measures that have been adopted, that have been taken so far, are not working, then let's go back to the drawing board. If negotiations and all the other things that we're doing are not working, let's go back, come up with new strategies. And I think that we've played enough with these things. That we're losing lives, we're losing a lot of things, and it cannot continue like this before a section of the country is overrun by foreigners. And if there's any agreement, any international agreement that gives them a leeway, then Nigeria should go back, revisit that agreement, and renegotiate it. Well,
the area in question is rich in mineral resources. There are so many minerals that are there, lead, gold, and we have so many illegal miners. I read one newspaper columnist this morning saying the insecurity in that part of the country dwells around the illegal mining going on there. Of course, they have the wherewithal to arm some of their persons to protect their interests. Mustafa is also right here with us.
Amechi, I was in Gusau just 2-3 days ago. I can tell you that I've seen over 1,000 people doing various businesses at a mining site just 5 kilometers from Gusau town. The bottom line is, you might wish to know what took us to that place. Abubakar Magaji, the former Palm Secretary of Interior who have just retired, was welcome at home. Over 10,000 people received him between Funtua and Gusau. But the point I'm trying to make is that you have a lot of policemen, civil defense, traditional vigilante guarding these people, knowing fully well that there are bandit camps who are raiding communities and then these convoys could be attacked. They were actually, the organizers were mindful of the security concern. Government is well aware that there are so many bandit camps who rustle cows, camels, sheep, and they also attack people who own cows. They rustle the cows and kill the resident. For over
villages.
Yes, for over 5-6 years, these activities are taking place. It's very good that the Nigerian army has taken a very bold step. The president has also taken the gauntlet. Now, they can actually end this crisis. This is easier for them to end it than even the Boko Haram crisis.
Okay, Shola Jaisimi completes our number.
Well, tying into what Mustafa has said, the army has taken a decision now to create a division in Sokoto. That helps, and eases the pressure off the one div in Kaduna. And with 2 brigades, probably in Zamfara and Katsina, it will help to a large extent to secure that area.
But
very,
is
very
it the response should it be solely military?
Well,
I raised the issue of sources earlier. What are the root causes of this problem? Can we also look at
poverty is key in that area?
It's an age-old problem in northern part of Nigeria. These people are not from outside Nigeria, as some people might wish to think. Banditry has existed, the quantas of northern Nigeria, even the cattle rustlers, when they could no longer operate in some of the places, they actually moved further in. The governor of Katsina State, Masari, told us at the beginning of his tenure that over 15,000 cows were recovered, over 10,000 camels and 20,000 sheep and goats at a border between Katsina and Niger State. The Kuyambana, Yankari, Sambisa, they are all interconnected through Jigawa and other places. Our problem is that the government for a very long time in this country have not planned for security challenges. I think what they have done now can take care of the issues at hand.
And part of the security challenges I was talking about, the causes is the absence of state structures in these places. That's exactly where I was driving at. Large expanse of land, you don't feel state presence, leaving it open for bandits to come and control the situation. We must hold governments accountable, federal government, but more importantly, state governments in this area that are affected and local governments. We need to fully deploy our civil force, civil authority, and civil presence to ensure that this territory are within the control and command of the Nigerian military.
And equip them adequately.
Let's welcome your mails, your comments, very critical to this program. We always appreciate new writers will play with other of our listeners to, apart from listening, just take our time to drop some lines for us and send it to our email address, politicalplatform@yahoo.com. One of the mails we won't be sharing is one expressing a surprise that we present this program as standing up, and is suggesting that management should provide seats for us. But it's the design of the program, we enjoy it standing up.
Thank you very much, Amechi. Welcome to the mail segment. I am Etenikan Akipu.
And I'm Amaka Okoro. Welcome.
We're getting started with a mail from Abdullahi Shuaibu. He writes from Jikwe in Abuja and is writing on the buying of military equipment. He says, the move by our president to approve $1 billion for the purpose of buying military equipment in Nigeria is commendable, considering the high rate of crimes in Nigeria today. But in my own opinion, government should not focus on military might alone. Part of this money should be used to assemble Nigerians from all different ethnic groups. Let us ask ourselves, why are we killing each other? Our founding fathers got independence from the colonial masters without a single drop of blood. But today, Nigerians are being killed by Nigerians on a daily basis for reasons we cannot identify. This is shameful. Our leaders must do everything humanly possible to save Nigerians from bloodbath, so that the labors of our heroes past will not be in vain. May God bless Nigeria.
And Patrick Okponya in Abuja starts by saying, APC battleground is set. He goes further. The crisis rocking the ruling APC government that led to the disagreement between Mr. President and the APC governors in their last meeting is no longer news. It is expected because a party which has been avoiding convention right from the day of its registration till now must have something it is afraid of. It is now crystal clear that Mr. President will, as a matter of urgency, choose to either stay with Bola Tinubu and his influence or stay with the governors. I advise Mr. President to think deep before taking his final decision on this issue because it will determine the future of his party as 2019 is already by the corner. God help my country, Nigeria. On today's mail segment, keep sending your contributions to us. Send them to us to politicalplatform@yahoo.com.
Thank you so much for the mails, but let's quickly welcome Joy Ibokwe, a member of the APC in Lagos State, the publicity secretary of APC in Lagos State. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes.
A lot happening in your party, back and forth, but it appears convention is imminent. It appears a convention for your party is most likely. Before we're talking of extension of the tenure of National Working Committee members, but now based on what we have seen in the last 24 hours, everybody appears to be going towards organizing a national convention.
That is where to go, according to the constitution of the party and the constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. This is APC.
What does it mean for that party? Because I know some of the explanations officials gave for not going for convention initially was that the problems that may arise from the convention may be too strong, maybe too big for the party to manage just before the general election. Now you're going for the convention. You can't run away from those problems again.
No. Problems will be there. Problems are part of life. You cannot run away from problems. You cannot be running a party as big as APC and you think that there will be no trouble in the house. People must express themselves. People must want something. People must want positions. Some people want to occupy certain positions. You have to manage all these things. And you can't run away from it. It's part of democratic process. It's a constitutional matter. Both the federal constitution and the party constitution. So we don't want to run away from that. We need to do it.
Some people believe
because
that
when you do that, when you allow people to elongate or you allow people to continue, then you circumvent people's you just stop people from getting to those who want to get into new offices, those who want to aspire.
Some analysts, Mr. Joy Ibokwe, some analysts believe that the president is suddenly dancing to the tune of Bola Tinubu, who had wanted this National Working Committee to go because he's just his last hope for the 2019 presidency.
No. It's not. Don't go that side. We are talking about danger that we are seeing if we do not go to convention and produce new leaders. And you are going to stop ambition of some people who want to. We're not dictators.
What I'm saying is that it was Asiwaju Bola Tinubu that kept insisting that the National Working Committee must give way.
He is not the only person. Yesterday it was put to vote. 20 out of 24 governors said, let us go and have our congresses and national convention. So it's a constitutional matter. Don't forget that somebody went to court in Lagos. If you allow the court process to continue and by the time you get judgment, it's very close to the elections. How are you going to manage it?
Why did it take the party this long to realize that there is the need to do this?
When you get to the bridge, you cross it. It didn't take us long. Democracy is a time-wasting thing, but it's the best form of government in the world.
Yeah, let some of your key members.
Listen to me. Democracy is a slow process because you have to get consensus, and it's not achieved overnight. So it's our party. All you need to do is to be a spectator, be looking through the window and see what they are doing. When we get the results, like we said that we're going to convention, you can publish it.
Yeah, Joe. Let's look at this issue. Most of the members who went to court are from your branch of the party in Lagos. Now, can we take it that now that we're preparing for congresses and convention, that you are also searching for new leaders?
That's what it means. Those who are occupying positions want to remain there. No, that's dictatorship. We don't want to. Let's have fresh ideas, fresh minds into the system. Anybody who is a governor, anybody who is a president may want to remain there forever because of the perks of office, because of what goes with it. But we must practice democracy, internal democracy. We must encourage other people. And you said Lagos. Are you ignoring Lagos in the political equation of Nigeria?
Okay, we'll just have to thank you.
The the GDP of Lagos is more than 33 states, more than that of 33 states.
So when Lagos speaks, APC must listen.
Of course.
Okay.
We're talking about the economy that is bigger than that of Ghana, that of Ivory Coast.
It's the fifth largest economy in Africa.
And Lagos is a state within a state.
And Lagos has Bola Tinubu as the leader of the party.
He's a leader of the party.
Okay.
Other people are leaders of the party.
Thank you so much.
National leaders.
Thank you for joining us, Joey Bokwe. Okay, that's it for APC. We'll continue with developments there. Well, let's take you to Abuja. Lagos, fifth largest economy, but Abuja is second to Lagos, even in terms of billionaires resident in the cities in Nigeria. Lagos has the highest number, followed by Abuja. So if you cannot discountenance Lagos, the same could also be said to be Abuja. When you come to Abuja, the main council area is the Abuja Municipal Council, Area Council. The biggest, it is the council that hosts the big offices and the big politicians. So Abuja is one you can also reckon with. And joining us in the studio now to take a look at developments within the city, especially activities and operations, policies and programs of the area council government, is a member of the YS support group, actually the chairman of that support group, Muritala Usman Karishi. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning. Good morning, Nigerians.
So what is the state of affairs in Amak? Has it been so far so good?
Well, sometimes if you are called upon to speak on the progresses that we have achieved in Abuja Municipal Area Council, it will be very difficult for you to mention them because they are too numerous to be mentioned. In fact, I can take 24 hours mentioning the achievement we have gained in Abuja Municipal Area Council. But because of this time, I will only touch some certain areas.
Will you also touch on the bad aspects of it?
Well, there are two sides of a coin. Automatically, in any progress, there should be also some bad aspect of it. But in a situation whereby the good aspect are 3-4 times the bad aspect, we don't even talk about the bad aspect of it. Like in Abuja, when he came on board, quite okay, he made 3 months unpaid salary. And this problem was...
You're referring to who?
Abuja Municipal Area Council, that is the executive chairman of Abuja Municipal Area Council, in person of Honorable Abdullahi Mukandido. He came and made 3 months unpaid salary. And could you believe that this problem was solved within 3 months? In fact, at that stage, some people were even calling him ATM machine. Because they were even thinking, what are the ideas behind something that we are not paid in 3 months, and that was done within just 3 weeks. Also, when he came on board, what he did is that he forfeited his salary, 2 months salary. He said this should be given to less privileges, the orphans, the widows, and also that his cabinet also should also follow the same. Since then, up till now, 50% of his salary has been given to widows, the orphans. In fact, he has created a committee, welfare committee, that can be taking care of this. And when he came on board, he decided, he looked, and there was...
When you say politicians are giving up salaries, the listener will say, what's about their salary? There are other ways they can recoup many times over.
Well, not only salary. There is what we call security board. When he came on board, they said, this is your security. He said, no, I cannot touch it. He went and really employed youth, not less than 200 youth, and paying their salary through what we call Amak Marshal. Also, he also created what we call environmental cadet. This environmental cadet changed on the attitude of people environmentally. Before now, if you are going, especially along Nyanya, Karishi Road, you'll be seeing people dumping on the road media. If you check that now, it's not longer seen. It is these people that have changed the attitude of the people, and it's through our chairman.
Now let me ask you about the infrastructure development.
Yeah.
Many think that the Abuja Municipal Area Council hides under the FCTA not to perform some of its statutory responsibilities. Candido has been regarded as someone who has advocated for increased revenue for area councils across Nigeria, not just Amak. But how judiciously have these funds been utilized?
It's okay. That is a very good question. Most of the government will be running away from some capital project like road construction. Road construction is one of his priority. If you go to Karishi, he has constructed 2-kilometer road. If you go to Kurudu, he has
Can you name this road?
Yeah. Karishi, from the Chief Palace, Karishi, to Erufai side, about 2-kilometer road has been constructed, is there now. As I'm talking, you can go and see it. After building relocation market in Kurudu, he also constructed road that led to that area, and it's about 2-kilometer road. As I'm talking to you presently now, they are constructing Kurudu Road, a place that was turning to be, can I say, tributary or becoming a river. Now, as I'm talking to you now, they are constructing the road. You can go and see it.
Despite these improvements in road infrastructure, so many people have always said Abuja is not environment friendly. Dirt, fields everywhere is a huge burden. No doubt, you must accept that.
Yeah, quite okay. Really, we don't accept to achieve 100%. But what is meant for us to understand is that what has the achievement we have really achieved so far. When we came, it was not like this. But automatically, we have achieved some certain progresses. That is the area that you will look at. What value have you added? And just like I told you, when we came on board, we discovered that the problem of Abuja is not the issue of environment. It is the attitude of people. You see, well-educated person will just pick a refuse and come and dump it on top media.
Okay, politically now, Candida has been accused by some of marginalizing a key ethnic group in the Amak. I'm talking about the Baggy people. What do you say to this?
No. This is a wrong one. What we are trying to put across, if you go to Abuja Municipal Area Council, is a smaller Nigeria. In fact, all the 6 geopolitical zones in Nigeria is seen in Amak. Do you get it clear? And also talking about development, most of areas like primary healthcare, if you are talking about provisions of transformer, if you are talking about construction of classrooms to many areas, which time here cannot permit me to mention, these are the areas that candidates administration have been giving priority. In fact, in terms of empowerment, this council, in collaboration with Non-Stop Empowerment and YS, has really given skills and empowerment to not less than 10,000 women and youth in the country. And he has created skill acquisition center, because most of the problems we are having is that you are just empowering people, but you don't even have skill acquisition center. We have skill acquisition centers in Karo. We have in many places.
Okay, now also, you have enumerated the positive side. Yeah. Can you point out one negative side that is still a big challenge?
Well, just like I told you earlier, in any development you must see, our greatest challenge is financial aspect of it. There is what we call debilitating economic realities. But with this, we are also been able to achieve what I have just mentioned to you. Automatically, we need support from the federal government, we need support from the state government.
And support from within yourself, because you need to improve IGR, internally generated.
Yeah, quite okay. We want people within the FCT to also come and think, and also, hence you have seen the development. When you come to your taxes after, pay, so that this thing can be also achieved without any problem.
So very soon elections will be up. I hear a lot of people say one good term deserves another. Is that the message you're trying to convey?
Well, I'm also saying that a good wine need no bush. Quite okay, looking at what he has done so far, many ethnic groups, in fact, have adopted him to come for the second term. But we are still waiting to hear from him. But let him come to carry his good job, because Candido is an idea.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, I'm grateful.
Abdullahi Muritala Usman Karishi, the chairman YS Support Group, a group that is quite active in the Abuja Municipal Area Council within the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
The much we can take on today's edition of the program. We'll return on Friday with another bumper edition. My name is Amechi Anapu. Have a good day.